Hi, I'm going to show you just how easy it is to clean up an overflowing inbox with Axiom.ai, a no-code browser automation tool. Anyway, let's get on with it. I'm Alex, co-founder of Axiom. Let's dive in. So I'm just going to run through what we're going to cover off. First of all, I'm going to run the bot, show you it in action, show you the automation working, see the magic. It's so cool. Then I'm going to walk you through it step by step. That will give you the knowledge then of how to configure the template yourself, which you can install from our website. And I'll just open up that template for you in Axiom. You can see the templates are literally no code. They're just configuring steps. It's pretty simple, nothing to be scared of. And by the time I've talked you through step by step, you will have the knowledge to build your own bot. Why is that useful, you ask? Because then you'll be able to automate virtually anything in the browser, because Axiom lets you build your own custom bots tailored to your user flows or to your workflows within the browser. Awesome. Let's watch the bot. Let's get you to see the magic. So I'm just going to click run. I'm going to do it in the desktop. You can run bots in the cloud. My hands are going to be up here waving in excitement and magic. I never get tired of it. Look at this. This is my Gmail open. Now, in a second, Axiom's going to start doing stuff. There it is. It's clicked into the search in emails just at the top. It's put in an email address because I'm going to search by emails. Then I'm going to program the bot to, well, I haven't programmed it literally. It's the same as programming, but I've done it with no code tool, adding steps. It's ticked that. Now it's clicked to add all. In a second, it's just going to click on the delete. Then it should click on the OK in a second. There you go. Now I might need to increase the weight to make sure. Yes, I do need to increase the weight to make sure Gmail has enough time to save and run all the operation. Here it goes doing another. It's already cleaned these out, so that's pretty good. So I just need to add a few more into the list and then we can run the bot again. So let me just show you the bot. I'm going to close it down at this point and press stop. Now, that's all my custom. That was that custom step. I'm just going to, in case that happens again when it's ready, I'd forgotten I'd done a few test runs. I'm just going to make sure all the clicks can be ignored if we want to. If they're not present, these optional clicks basically mean the bots will continue if it doesn't find something, which is pretty cool. Okay, the other thing I learned about that was that we just needed to increase the weight at the end to allow the save operation. So we're going to put like 5 seconds. Now, let me just talk you through this bot. So basically we got Gmail, it's full up, it's overflowing. Now, I'm not going to want to delete everyone's email. So what I've done is just basically what I can do is just go through looking at email addresses that I know I want to delete stuff from. The same as phrases or combinations of words, you could do that. And then inside the Axiom, I can then set it up. So step 1, like I said, this is a template. You can just separate it by lines, put in each line will be a row that the bot loops through and enters into the search, deleting the emails. So we can just add as many as those once. I want to get rid of all the Uber receipts, anything Uber related. Now, what else have I probably got in here? Medium blog, maybe. Jira tickets. This is completely unrelated. Just was my previous business's email address that I still have going for. So anything from Airtable, for example, I want to delete. I could just use the term Airtable. Okay, and you can just build up your list there. Then basically we now do the browser automation bit, the fun part. So now we come to an interact step. So we just need to configure this step. So the first thing we do is go to page. So we load in Gmail, our inbox. Then as we saw the bot running, it enters into the search. So we need to use an enter text step. And then we select the field. Now sometimes you might have to reselect, and it's worth moving your cursor around slowly to see where the bounding box changes. So we find the input box like that. And then we want to pass those terms. How do we do that? Well, insert data. And then we can see those terms go in. And that's the loop set up. This bot, you'll see the arrows appear well, if you're building from scratch, you'll see the arrows. If you're building using the template, they'll already be on. You can set the loop up. Cool. So if you are building from scratch, how do I add those steps? It's as simple as hitting the pluses. The steps within the interact we call sub-steps. The steps outside are steps. All the interact steps, all these nested steps are the cool browser automation ones, as I mentioned. So next we need to sort of figure out what happens inside once we've put in a term. Well, you just hit return. So actually, to then instigate that search, all I did was use a key press. A key press is pretty cool. It's a step that records your key presses quite literally. So I press recording, I press return, I press stop recording, and now that's a return. Next we come to a wait, and you'll see we've got a few waits, so I'll just talk about them all at once. Why have we got waits? What do waits do? They just pause the bot, because a tool like Gmail actually, well, an inbox like Gmail has got to do a lot of talking to its back end. So if we request to delete 900 emails, it's got to say to the back end, delete 9 of these emails, and there's a bit of a lag. Gmail isn't of the fastest, but it's very dependable. So there's a bit of a lag. So we basically add waits to let Gmail do things like search, to delete things, to make sure the operation is completed before the bot tries to do another action. So waits are very handy if you're ever building your own bots and you're trying to click a button or something in content loading, like a pop-up, and the click keeps not happening, or it fires too early, you see a stray click, then just add a little wait, allow the pop-up to appear. And that's exactly what we do here. So the other cool thing here, so once we press enter, we filtered our results. And now we can see the thing I had to work out here was sometimes you're going to have just 10 results, sometimes you're going to have 1 of 50 of many. So the next thing we do is think about how we cope with that. But first of all, we just tick this box. So I've got a tick here, a click element selects that tick. Now I did have to move it around a little bit like that until we get there. Press complete. And that tick was unticked everything now. So once we have that tick, I had a little wait to make sure everything's ticked, and then we click. Let me just do it. We literally select this. Now, the thing I learned, and we don't want to click it now, the thing I realized that basically we could search for, what if there's nothing, or there's just one thing? That button won't appear. So let's just say there are 9 emails we want to delete. Well, that's fine, because we're going to make that button, where was it? Select all. We're going to make that button optional. This is a handy option to remember in Axiom. So if you need to click a button, but it's not always there, there's different states, you can just make that button optional. So if Axiom tries to click, it doesn't find it. Well, basically, first of all, it'll look for the selector to try and find the button. And if it's set as optional, it doesn't find it, it will not try and click something. It will just continue on running. So that's why that option is useful, to keep the bot running when there isn't a button is not present. But let's go back to searching for everything. Okay, so then we needed to add a few steps to make sure that we've got the options covered when we do this. So we've selected all, then we have a click here to delete. Now, again, if you just delete like 5 emails, you don't get this pop-up. So we added another click element here for after the delete I just showed you on the bin, and that is to confirm all. But again, it's optional. So if the bot searches a term there's only a few emails to delete, it won't fail. It'll keep continuing because it's an optional click. Now, either side of that, we've got some waits. Now, if you find Axiom goes through the motions and you're having an issue that it doesn't complete, like it selected everything, pressed delete, but nothing changed, that probably means the page is, the bot's finishing too early, and the final wait in here, you just need to extend a little, and that should get it working. So that's how to clean up your inbox. So all you need to do is literally install the template, add in all the terms you want to clean up, click run, and let the bot clean your inbox. Cool. Thank you.